All right, let's kick this off. What's good, wagering world? This your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live. It's beautiful Summerlin, Nevada. This is the wagering world. How you guys doing? I appreciate everyone who's in here on the live right now. Look forward to answer some of you guys' questions. A little scheduling conflict between Jay Money and I, but I had already had these games for you guys. So I want to make sure that the people who look for me on Thursdays could still find me. Just have to come to my channel today and get it. Hopefully everyone is having a great week. The name of the show is My Favorite Day of the Week, and that's Thursday. It's always been, man, even going back to before sports betting when I was promoting and was partners on the lounge in Houston, man. Thursday has always been the kickoff to the weekend. You made it through the week, you got through hump day, and Thursday is when things are all downhill. My favorite day of the week, favorite day to go out and kick it, favorite day to go to lounges and have drinks and chill with the wife when time permits or if we have a babysitter. So that's why I named this show the favorite day of the week. And as a sports bettor, it's for sure my favorite day of the week because after we've waited what seems forever on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Thursday's finally here and we can get in some work and make some money on some of these games. Soon we'll have MAC football kicking off, I think this month, and then we'll have games on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So all 5 days of the week, we will have some action. I hope that everyone is doing well. Once again, get your questions ready for Five Star. I will be answering some. All right, man. Let's get off into this show a little bit. A lot going on currently in the world of football, in the world of sports betting. It's a law that is going to Congress, well, state, and to the state assembly in New York, I believe, but I'm sure it'll probably affect New Jersey as well. And what it will be is it's a law about books being able to cut you off. And boy, that's a big thing for me because if you lived in Vegas long enough and been successful as I have at betting sports, it's kind of difficult to get a bet in sometimes. Shout out to my boy Raheem Palmer. Him and I were kicking it the other day, and we were talking about how difficult it really is to find a book that accepts your action when they consider you as a person who's sharp, who knows what they're doing on this sports betting stuff. So let's see what happens in New York with them attempting to stop allowing these books to continue to pick and choose when they want to take your action or not. And, you know, they want to take square action all day. But if you start winning, then all of a sudden it's an issue with you making your plays. And New York is trying to stop that. And hopefully they're successful and it spreads around the country, as I said, because it's very important that we have fair betting for all of us who participate in this, for all of us in the wagering world. We want to make sure that we're not just, you know, the books only want us to take our money. We want to make it where this is an investment. We can make some money. It shouldn't be where I have to run around and get 1,000 different smaller tickets in order to get down the amount of money that I want on a game. And so I'm really hoping that legislation passed. All right, speaking of the pass, let's get to it real fast. All right, we had a successful night on tennis. The clients in the group, we went 3-0. I think on here you guys went 2-1 because I don't believe I told you guys Lulu's son for the first set. We only took the first set because what I worried about ended up happening. on this match, and that's that after Lulu Sun had won that tournament, she was a little bit fatigued. How much do you want to push? We've seen this a million times from tennis players. After they win a tournament, you don't get much of an effort in the second tournament. It's rare that you find a tennis player that wins back-to-back tournaments. So I knew that she would be a little tired from winning the tournament that she won last week. She faces the young girl, Jimenez Castillo, and Castillo is moving forward is going to be a young lady I'm looking to bet a little bit more. 20 years old, from a small little country called Andover, but she has a lot of fight in her. She's also a lefty, so it was two lefties battling out. We cashed Zoo in the first set easy 6-2. She broke her like the first two times she served, but as the match settled down a little bit, they got into the second set, and at that point, I knew if Lulu Sun didn't win the second set and win 2-0, she probably was going to lose the match just from fatigue. She ends up getting broken on the 10th game, serving at 5-4, and after that, I knew it was curtains for that one. But for the group, I'm glad that the private group was able to just get the first set on it. I apologize to anyone on the wagering world who took Lulu Sun for the full match, but we still made a profit because we were able to cash the next two plays. We went with Nuno Borges against Van der Sop, who's out of the Netherlands. Van der Sop just isn't a good player. Went to two tiebreakers. Strangely, they both ended 7-5, but we were able to come out top on that as Nuno Borges. He finally gets over the hump. He had lost before this match several close matches against some really good players, and Van der Zandt continues to struggle. So we're going to roll with that, and we're glad we were able to cash a pretty easy one at a -115 on the ATP side. You guys know I rarely play ATP, but I'm glad we were able to get there. And then this morning, I woke up early and enjoyed the match as Anisimova gets there for us in a really good match against Jasmine Paolini. Went down to the very end, 3 sets. They were going back and forth, and Anisimova had to fight off several break points in the decider, but she gets it done. Anisimova is just a top 5 player, in my opinion. I've always been high on her. She's one of those ladies who just got into the wrong habits when she got into the WTA. She started out as a junior and was really, really successful. One of the best juniors that we've seen, won a lot of tournaments, had a lot of success young. I want to say she made it to the semifinals of the French Open at 17, but just went through some different things, man, that kind of held her back, got caught up with the wrong crowd, and then also lost her dad. Good to see her back playing tennis at a really high level. And she's one of the ladies out there that can really compete with the Sabalenkas and Iga Swiatek's of the world. She also qualified for Ritta, which is the WTA and the WTA finals at the end of the year. So she will be there, her along with Coco and Swiatek, Sabalenka. I don't know who the other ones are. I think maybe Pegula is in that group as well. But it's the top ladies, and they play for the WTA title at the end of the year in Ritta. So congratulations to Anisimova, and we're glad that we were able to cash that. We are really glad that we had a successful ball and parlay with you guys. All right, let's get into the present, man. Get right into the present. Let me check these comments and see what we got over here. What's up, Brandon? Always good to have you in here. Shout out, Avani. I appreciate you. Loyal member of the wagering world. Baltimore Heat says, how do you watch these tennis matches? You have to either subscribe to the tennis channel. They have a package that's about $10 or something like that a month, and you'll get most of the bigger tournaments and maybe some 500, 250s, any tournament that the major ladies are playing, but the smaller 250s that I really enjoy playing. To get those, you're going to have to find different means. DM me and I'll tell you some different links that you can go to and watch those matches, Baltimore Heat. All right, let's get right into the present, man. We got a big night tonight, favorite night of the week, as I said, and that means Thursday night football. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the LA Rams. In some shops, the line is climbed all the way to -9. I've seen some 9.5s actually. If you can shop and find that, I'd go for that. But we took the 7 yesterday when I was on here with spread, and I'm going to double down. As long as this line keeps running the other way, I'm going to just keep putting more and more money down on the Niners. Even though they're dealing with a lot of injuries, this is still a division game. And when you're dealing with a division game with two coaches who are really familiar with each other, it's almost crazy to lay those type of points, in my opinion. It's just not smart, man. Why would I lay those type of points with Sean McVay facing off against Kyle Shanahan, and these two guys are rivals? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. But I guess the books are seeing the fact that no Brock Purdy, which, as I said yesterday, is going to be an addition by subtraction, because Mac Jones is going to do a better job, I believe, of executing Shanahan's offense and just protecting the ball and playing towards the defense. I know that they're missing some big names on the defensive side, including Nick Bosa, but they still have the quarterback of that defense, and that's Fred Warner. I think that he'll be hungry to have a good showing this week after they were upset by Jacksonville, and Jacksonville had no business going to San Francisco and winning. A lot of people don't understand that this is a really relevant game to both of these teams. Both of these teams sit at the top of the division at 3-1. The 49ers have 2 really good victories inside the division. They won against Arizona at home by 1 point, and they also won on the road against Seattle, pulling it off in the fourth quarter. So I think because last week, the way that the Rams won, with it being flashy and them covering the spread at the end of the game with a big-time throw by Matt Stafford. But if you break down that Colts game, the Colts could have easily won that game. You got a Donnie Mitchell dropping the ball through the end zone. You have a holding call that they called on a play down by the end zone that took away an opportunity for the Colts to get really close to the end zone and score. And you also had, right before the half, Stafford takes the lead with a 90-plus yard drive. A lot of things could have went wrong during that drive, but it ended up working out where Stafford just was unbelievable throwing darts. Then you have in the fourth quarter, with a minute left, the game was tied up, and he hits Atwell. What's his name? Atwell, excuse me. Hits Atwell on a long pass, and they end up winning by a touchdown. So if you didn't watch every snap of that Colts and Rams game like I did, we had the Rams and it ended up working out our way. It was one of those situations where, things just turned our way. But honestly, we shouldn't have covered that game. But, let people continue to think that the 49ers are just going to lay it down because they lost to a really scrappy Jacksonville team. It was a lot more going on with that game than the public knew. And we got into it slightly when you saw that Liam Cohen got into it with Robert Saleh after the game. Those two were going back and forth. I don't know if this is something that's been going on a while between them, but it was a lot of motivation in that Jacksonville locker room, and they played well. But I don't count that against the Niners. I think the Niners have performed well, even with all of the injuries. They will be missing their top 2 wide receivers and their quarterback, but they still will have Christian McCaffrey, who's the basis of that offense, and who Shanahan uses as a chess piece, whether he lines him out wide, whether he uses it on play action, on screens. He's going to find a way to make the defenses pay attention to McCaffrey, and that'll open up other things for other players. Out wide, he'll have DeMarcus Robinson. This is a get-back opportunity for him against his former team, the Rams. And they also have out wide a guy who's on his second stint with the 49ers, and Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne went to the Patriots for a small while and wasn't successful there, but he had his best seasons at San Francisco. That's why he was able to get that new contract, and he's very familiar with what Shanahan wants to do. In a rivalry game like this, I just can't see myself laying 10 points at all, man. I just can't believe that, man. So you already know, if you watched the show yesterday, who I'm rolling with. I'm rolling with the Niners, but I'm doubling it down. I got the 7. I also it went straight from 7 to 8, so that's a good omen for us, because you remember I talked about 7.5 usually indicates that it's going to be a blowout, but the 8 sometimes brings money line as well, man. So don't count the Niners out. They've been really successful against the Rams. I know the Rams won the last 3, but before that, Shanahan had reeled off a really long string of victories against his good buddy McVay. So on that one, I'm on for sure the 49ers twice, +7 and at +8.5. Let's get to some Friday night college football. I talked about the Thursday night game yesterday. I don't really know much about those teams that's playing tonight, and I'm not really interested in betting on sorry teams, so I won't be playing that one. But I will be playing this game here, and it's New Mexico at San Jose State. San Jose State is laying 2.5. I am a huge fan of Jason Eck, man. I have a lot of respect for Jason Eck. He's a former offensive lineman. Then he became an offensive line coach at North Dakota State before becoming the offensive coordinator there. Won a couple national championships at the FCS level with them. Then he moves to Idaho and does his own thing, has his own program, lifts Idaho up to play the best football we've seen Idaho play in a really, really long time. They get to the playoffs. He gets his quarterback, Jack Lane, to follow him from Idaho, as well as his son. His son is Jackson Eck. He got him to follow him as well to New Mexico. And New Mexico is flew under the radar, but they've been a really good team. They could easily be ranked, in my opinion. Even though UCLA sucks, they were huge dogs, bro. They were 13.5-point underdogs, and they win straight up against UCLA in Brentwood, Westwood, wherever one wood it is, but they went straight up at UCLA at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. That's where they play their home games, but the campus is in Westwood. But yeah, I think that New Mexico's a more talented team than San Jose. San Jose State has Ken Niumatalolo. He used to be the head coach for Navy for many years. He was over there 15 years. Moved off the option when he came to San Jose State. But San Jose State lost his coach, of course, when he went over there, and that was Britt Brennan, who went to Arizona. But he left the cupboard pretty bare, and it's just not a lot of talent over there, in my opinion. You got Walker Eget, who's been the quarterback the last 2 years. He's done a better job this season with turning the ball over. He threw a lot of interceptions last year, and this year he only has 3, but still he has a penchant for turning over the ball. His top receiver is Danny Scudero, who leads the Mountain West in receiving yards of 520. So that's something that New Mexico would definitely have to pay attention to. New Mexico is currently on a 3-game winning streak, man. San Jose State lost last week narrowly to Stanford. Stanford just isn't a good team. So I just feel like we've seen a better version of New Mexico than a version of San Jose State this year. New Mexico really impressed me being able to keep within the number against Michigan. San Jose State did play Texas, and they didn't get ran through like people thought they were. So kudos for them for even scoring a touchdown in that one because they were extremely mismatched. But it's just going to be hard for me in a conference game to go against the better quarterback and the better coach. And I feel like New Mexico, the Lobos, have that. They're averaging 30.5 points per game, which ranks 86 nationally. San Jose on the other side is averaging 20.3 points per game. So you see that we have a way better offense on the side of the ball with the Lobos, better coach. Also, something to think about on this one is that San Jose State has lost 4 of its last 5 games. It's failed to cover the spread in each of its last 6 games. So I don't know, man. And the underdog has covered the spread in 7 of New Mexico's last 8 games with San Jose State. But the thing is, I know these are both 2 new regimes. So with it being 2 new regimes, you can't really factor all that in. But I can take a couple things from this year. And we know that New Mexico's defense is really opportunistic. The son of the coach, Jackson Eck, he leads the whole conference in forced fumbles. Also, something really to look at that I think is important is because New Mexico goes for a lot of 4th downs. Eck is a really aggressive coach. Really great play caller. Some of his designs are unbelievable. He designed to play one of the sweetest goal line plays you're going to see against Michigan, where they were lined up as if they want a quarterback sneak it. Instead, they snap it between the quarterback's legs and make it bounce to the I-back, and he finds the tight end in the back of the end zone wide open. I've seen him run some really, really cool plays. He's good at designing plays, but he also likes to go for it a lot on 4th down. San Jose State is tied for 133rd amongst FBS teams in 4th down conversions allowed. They're allowing 83.3% of the 4th downs the teams go against them with. And, You on the other side, New Mexico is sixth among teams. Their fourth down conversion is really, really good, man. They tend to make a lot of fourth downs. Another thing is New Mexico is one of the best fourth quarter teams in the country. They average 12.5 points in the fourth quarter. That's fifth in the whole FBS. I think Eck is too good, and I think Nia Matola is too vanilla. So give me on this one New Mexico money line and plus 2.5. I think that they get both of those done. Any comments real quick before we get on to the next game? What comments we got here? Jer Silky Man says, is the books begging you to take New Mexico State? They probably are, but it's certain guys who I can trust in those situations. And I think that Eck is one of them. I don't think he cares what the line is. They're just coming to play ball. They have an opportunity to make some noise in this conference in the Mountain West, and I think that they're going to come with their A game. Really talented team. As you saw UCLA, it was like 80% of the money was on New Mexico. And not only did they cover, they won outright. Going back to the Thursday night game, T. Slick says he likes Kyle Juszczyk anytime touchdown plus 950. I like that. That's a great play, T. Slick, because they have been using him a lot, especially since they've been having all of the injuries and stuff. All right, man, let's get to the next game. The next college football game is going to be Western Kentucky at Delaware. It's dropped to -2 now, but I got it at -2.5. Delaware's new to the Conference USA. They moved up from FCS. They won the Coastal Athletic Association, playing teams like Villanova and Richmond, Elon. But they have a lot of continuity with their quarterback and with their head coach. Ryan Carty's been there since 2021. They also are bringing back the same quarterback that they've had under center, and Nick Miniucci, and he's going to be under center. He's had a good year this year, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, some impressive wins. The things that I like most about Delaware is they're good at defending home. I think they've won now about 9 games straight at home. They won 2 this year, and I believe they were 6-1 last year at home, but the one loss was in the playoffs, so it was not a regular season game. They went undefeated at home last year. That stadium's going to be rocking. I saw them cover and win outright against UConn 44-41, and I was like, wow, this team could play. The only bad game they had was at Colorado. They just were outmanned in that one, but I don't think that they're going to be outmanned against Western Kentucky. Todd Helton's been there a while. You know, they're going to go up and down the field and try to throw the ball around. They have a kid over there, McIver, who transferred from another FCS school. And now he's, playing with Western Kentucky and trying to kind of do the same things that Bailey Zappi did over there. They average 35 points per game. Western Kentucky is going to always score. That's 24th ranked in the country. They're pretty good on defense this year, only giving up 22.6 points per game as well. McIver's protected the ball, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I do lean Delaware on this one just because I think they'll be more excited about this game. But the play for this one probably is going to be the over. I like over 61.5 on this game, actually, because it's just 2 teams that can score, 2 teams that won't give up, especially Delaware. Delaware is going to fight, and they have a really sneaky good quarterback over there. And Western Kentucky's quarterback has done a really good job as well with running Todd Helton's offense. So in this one, I lean Delaware money line, but I'll be playing the over. I got 60.5, but it's at 61.5 now. But I still would roll with it. I could easily see this game being 35-31, something like that. They might even get to the 40s because both teams can put the ball in the air. Let's get to some comments real quick. What's up, Larry? Good to see you back, man. Yeah, you tried to fade it with UConn, and UConn smacked you up, man. I remember you was telling me about that. So, as you see, Larry says Be careful with Delaware. He says he respects them now. Yeah, just because they moved up from the FCS doesn't mean that they could not play. They have a solid coaching staff over there. Anytime you have a quarterback and a coach that's been together a while, they're always dangerous. Shout out my boy Carlos, right on his lunch break as usual, man. I'm glad you were able to check in with us, Carlos. Look forward to working with you again this week. Any more questions before we get into the ball and parlay? It's going to be a fast show today. I just want to make sure that I got those 3 plays out to you. Salute, J Cash. I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate you for being a member of the wagering world. Anyone got any props that they like for the Thursday night football game? Throw them in the comments right now, and I'll throw them up. Okay, Ant Money Murray says he's going to be on the sidelines for that Delaware game. He's close with the wide receiver, going to be even better with money on the game. Okay, man, enjoy that. Enjoy that. I've never been to Delaware. I was supposed to go one time when I was up in New York, and I ended up not going. But I heard that Delaware gets down more than people think. So, yeah, man, I heard some good things about Delaware. My boy Shem Lindsay says DeMarcus Robinson over 29.5 yards receiving. I could easily see that, especially with DeMarcus Robinson in a situation where this is a statement game for him. You guys got rid of me. You don't believe in me. And now I get an opportunity to show you that you were wrong about me. So motivation is always something to keep in mind. Jersilke says Adams or Puka Nakua anytime touchdown. I can see that for sure. Puka Nakua is turned to everything. He's like the Samoan Cooper Cup. They're going to run him to the ground. They're going to use him until they can't use him anymore, man. Okay, at Money Murray says, who you think Chiefs move forward with more, Pacheco or Hunt? All 3. They'll be using Brevin Smith as well as they try to get an answer to the game. Andy Reid, likes versatility in his backfield. He wants guys who can run, catch, and block. All 3 can. He'll definitely be switching those guys up for sure. Jordan Obowski says 49ers backup tight end anytime touchdown. He's talking about, is that guy's name Songa? What is his name? No, Tonjes. Jake Tonjes is who you're speaking of. Yeah, a lot of people like him to score a touchdown tonight. Orlando says, I tuned in late, but I'm on Delaware. I already hope we're on the same side. Appreciate you, Five. Appreciate you for tuning in, brother. You can always catch the show on the channel. Make sure that you guys go and you subscribe and you like the channel, like the show. Let's try to get in the algorithm, man. I just do this for the love of the sport. I do it as pro bono, giving back to you guys. But it would be nice to get some YouTube checks like a couple of my homies do. But we not hurting over here in Sumner. We doing fine. We blessed, man. If it comes, it comes. There'll just be some extra money to spend on the kids. But, I mean, why not? If the money's available, let's try to get it. So you guys make sure that you like the show, you retweet the show, show love to me for the time that I put in with you guys. I appreciate kicking it with you guys, and I appreciate talking sports with you. Iron is going to always sharpen iron. All right, let's get to the ball and parlay. All right, man, I got a couple plays to play on the ball and parlay. I'll be back tomorrow with Ski. Ski and I'll be on this channel at, probably 11:30. I want to say 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll probably run back over a couple of those games, maybe add a few. But until then, let's look at some tennis. I definitely like Lerner team to beat Kecmanovic at minus 105. I think Lerner team, the left-handed American, is playing really good tennis, and Kecmanovic is up and down, and he's not a really good hard court player. The young Serbian started with a lot of people thinking he was going to be really good, but he's kind of fallen off since then. So for sure, give me Lerner team at minus 105 against Kecmanovic. Also, I'm going to roll with Flavio Cavalli. I think he gets it done over Jaime Munar at minus 135. All of these matches are tonight, and they're going on in Shanghai. So tennis, we've been on fire. I got the model back working correctly. And then also, we'll go with 2 first sets as well. And let's put those 2 first sets together. Let's go with Giovanni Pezzi Pericard. He's going against Nardi. I'm going to take him first set at minus 160. And we're going to parlay the first set with Pezzi Pericard with, let's put him with another guy who comes out fast and serves big, and that's Jakub Mensik. Jakub Mensik will be playing Jesper de Jong. Jesper de Jong is really good, but I don't think he wins the first set. So if you put those 2 together, Pezzi Pericard minus 160 first set, Jakub Mensik at minus 200, pays plus 144. So let's go with those 3 ATP plays for our tennis tonight. That's going to be, once again, we're rolling with my guy, the American Lerner team at minus 105 against Miomir Kecmanovic. And then we're going to roll also with Flavio Cavalli against Jaime Munar. I think that Cavalli is too explosive for Munar. Munar just wants you to make mistakes, and I think Cavalli will be able to hit too many winners on him. And also, we'll go with a parlay with first set Jakub Mensik, along with first set Giovanni Pezzi Pericard. Those will be the free tennis plays. And you guys already know that I will be playing the 49ers tonight at +7 and at +8.5. I appreciate everyone who's been rocking with me here on the Wagering World. Really good, efficient show tonight. And, I really appreciate everyone who took the time to tune in. Let's get to the day. It's a beautiful day here in Summerlin. Hopefully it's beautiful wherever you're at. I'm ready to go down to the strip and watch some Major League Baseball. Been a little baseball this morning. I've been doing well with that decline tonight. As always, I dedicate this show to the greatest future sports fan that I know, and that's my father, John H. Lindsay. I do this for you, Dad. I'll see you guys on Friday. Me and Ski will be back. We'll be in here at 11:30. It'll be on his channel and mine. Make sure that you guys tune in. Make sure that you tell your friends, tell your family, tell anyone who that you know wants to win in sports betting. If they want to get outside all of the fluff, outside all of the nonsense, then you know what you need to do. You need to subscribe to the Wagering World. Cal, no, me and Jay won't be on today. Next Thursday, we'll be back. I think Jay had an NBA game or something that he wanted to watch, and I was busy for the evening time, so this was the only time that I was available. So I want to make sure that I still got on here with you guys. Hey, guys, it's always us versus the machine. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you again next week as well.